Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, thanks so much for stopping by today. For today's video, I have for you the new ColourPop Disney collaboration with Tinkerbell. I have the palette, I have the entire collection. So I have the palette, I have the Super Shock eyes, the Super Shock cheeks, I've got the lips, and I've got the cream gel eyeliners. So I've got the entire collection for us to try out today. So if that sounds interesting to you, why don't we go ahead and get started? Alrighty, so let's start off by taking a look at this palette. I really love the artwork. There we go, now you can see it. You've got glitter on the front of this box, and it's so cute. I love Tinkerbell. And it looks like there are no eye warnings, no eye safety warnings, so that's really good. Okay, and so yeah, this is raised up and it has glitter on the outside, just like the unit carton does. So that's what that looks like right there. Very pretty. And then we open it up, get rid of that plastic sheet, and it has a big mirror. I'll cover the mirror, and it has a thing of Tinkerbell right there. Sorry, not covering the mirror well enough, but there you go. And then there is the palette right there. So lots of really pretty colors, greens and pinks. Some mauve tones. That looks like maybe a nice teal color right there. So lots of fun colors to play with in this palette. And I think that they did a pretty good job of representing Tink or Tinkerbell in this palette. So I'm very excited to play with this. So let's go ahead and do swatches with this real quick, and then we'll get into the other items. So I'm going to just try to quickly swatch these for you guys. Let's see. This first one, and these pans seem bigger. These seem like they're full-size pans, by the way. This one is called Second Star. So it's like a very light pinkish mauve color. It's kind of coming across, but it's pretty close to my skin tone, so I don't know how much you'll be able to see it. I'm trying to build it up. So you can kind of see it right there. I think when I put the next shade next to it, you'll be able to see it better. This is a shimmer, and this is called Small Fairy. Make sure I'm putting it next to it, not on top of it. There we go. Look at that shimmer. Wow, that's really pretty. So that's Small Fairy. Hold on, let me put a little bit more over here so you guys can see the full effect. It's kind of a greenish gold. Okay, and then next we have Big Magic, which is like a mauve tone. So there's Big Magic right there. Let me get a little bit more so you guys can see it. These seem to be pressed a little bit harder too than most of their other palettes, so that's interesting. So there you go. There's that mauve tone right there called Big Magic. Okay, this next one is called Tink. It's a nice pretty green shimmer. So there's Tink. Wow, look at that shade. That is beautiful right there. There's, here, let me get a little bit more. There we go. So there's Tink right there. Very pretty. Next up is Pixie Dust. It's another green shimmer. Okay. Kind of a bright yellowish green shimmer. Right there, see if y'all can see that. There we go. Okay, and then next is kind of a darker green shimmer, and it's called Neverland. Oh, that's very pretty. There's Neverland. Very, very pretty. Hold on, let me pick up a little bit more. Kind of messy, but there you go. There's Neverland. Next up is a green matte, and it's called Sleep. Now this one feels kind of powdery. So here we go. See if y'all can see me. There we go. Wow, that's a really pretty matte green. I like that a lot. Put some more on there for you guys. Over here. So you can see it better. There we go. I feel like you can't see. There we go. Now you can kind of see the bulk of the palette, and we have 2 shades left. This one is like maybe a purplish kind of color, and it's called Place Between. And it's a shimmer. It's kind of like a purple brown shimmer maybe, or a mauve shimmer. Not quite sure how to describe it, but it's really pretty. So there's that, and then last but not least we have Awake, which looks kind of like a teal, or it may just be a really deep green. I'm not sure. We'll see what it looks like once we swatch it out. It's also very powdery. Alright, so yeah, that looks pretty teal to me. Kind of in between a forest green and a teal, I think. So there you go. There's the palette swatched out. Very, very pretty shades. And it starts right there. You can see, barely see that one. But it's real light. Real close to my skin tone, and then there you go, there's the rest of it. Okay, so I went ahead and grabbed another 12 pan palette just so that I could show you guys the size difference. So this palette is definitely bigger. So here's a normal standard size 12 pan palette right here. This is Blush Crush, and then next to the Tinkerbell, there you go. You can see there's definitely a little bit of a size difference. And then when you look at the shades, look at the actual shadows, I mean, these look like they're full-size pans to me. So I think that's awesome. That's a great value. I'm wondering if they're going to start doing that going forward. That would be really awesome. That way, like, if you wanted to buy a single shadow from them to replace something inside a palette, you'll be able to. So I don't know if that pan size is just for this collaboration or if they'll continue this going forward. They seem to be kind of playing around with their pan sizes lately, and their pan shapes and this and that. So I am curious to see, you know, with their next palette, what, you know, their next palette that has round pans, what size those pans will be. Because I personally would really like to see them this size, because like I said, then you could buy their individual shades and swap shades out if you wanted to. So just a thought, and possibly even buy a replacement shade, you know, if they have the replacement shades available. So anyway, so okay, we've seen this swatched out, so let's go ahead next and we're going to swatch the Super Shock Eyes. So this is what the packaging looks like for the Super Shock Eyes. Super pretty. And then this just slides out right here. Okay. And I'll open this up. At the top it says Believe in Fairies. Alright, so the first one, they're all in this real pretty shimmery green packaging with a picture of Tinkerbell on the front. And then also on top of that it has the name of the Super Shock on the front, which is very neat. I don't know that I've seen them do that. So this one's called Fly to Your Heart. You can see the picture of Tinkerbell there. Okay, and so this one's like a real pretty shimmery pink, and it just says Super Shock Shadow, so I don't know if it's a metallic or what, like ultra metallic or whatever. But it's very pretty. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and I'm going to swatch this right there. So there we go. That's the first one, Fly to Your Heart. Okay, and then the second one is called Never Grow Up. Let's see, Never Grow Up. Never Grow Up, I didn't say that right. Okay, come on. I was able to get Tinkerbell. She's kind of upside down in this one. And it says Super Shock Shadow on this one as well. So I don't know if these are, I mean, this looks really glittery, so it's kind of like a burgundy shade. It's really pretty and very, very metallic. Oh yeah, very, very pretty. So there you go. There's those two shades. Didn't mean to swatch that down so low, but whatever. And then last but not least for the shadows, the Super Shock Shadows, we have Straight On Till Morning. So Straight On Till Morning. Right there. And it's a real pretty green shade. And it's very shimmery too. Pull it back a little bit so you can see that. And so pretty. So let me get a little bit more of that on there. There we go. So there we go. There are the three Super Shock Eyes. Very, very pretty. I think they're coming across our, I'm looking over at my monitor to make sure they're coming across camera okay, and it looks like they are. So they're very nice. Next up, let's go ahead and swatch out the Super Shock Cheeks. I'll put those on my hand. How about that? Okay, so the first one, and they have special packaging for this as well. It looks like it's upside down. There we go. And this one is called Happy Thoughts. And it has the same shimmery green packaging that the Super Shock Eyes do. So there we go. There's Tinkerbell right there, Happy Thoughts. And this is a really soft pink, but very metallic, it looks like. Very shimmery. There you go. Okay, so let's go ahead and swatch that. Ooh, so creamy. So that's Happy Thought right there. That is very shimmery. That is almost like a highlighter to me, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Very, very pretty. The packaging on these is adorable. I'm so glad I went ahead and got the entire collection because I am a Tinkerbell fan. Alright, next up we have Magic Moon. And the outer packaging is the same on this one as it was on the other one. Okay, here's Magic Moon. Come on. There we go. And that's like a brighter pink. This one doesn't look quite as metallic. Actually, it looks like it might, no, it's not a matte. It does have some radiance to it, but it's not as shimmery as the other one. So there we go. Right there, that's kind of a real pretty peachy coral color. Right there. See, I would almost use this one as like a blush topper or a highlighter because it's so shimmery. But this one is definitely, I like the radiance in that one. Just my personal opinion. Alright, and then last but not least, we have Darling. So there's Darling. Okay, and this is kind of more like a, I don't know, like a Merlot, well, yeah, like more of a Merlot color. It's looking lighter as I hold it up to the camera. There you go. Okay, that's what it looks like, but that makes it look lighter than it really is. When I pull it back, you can see that it's a little bit darker. You'll be able to see it in the swatch. So there we go. See, it's more like a kind of like a Merlot color, I would say. Almost bronze. Actually more bronze than Merlot now that I'm swatching it. Okay. And there we go right there. So that's a really nice pretty kind of brownish mauve-y tone. I can't quite place what that shade is, but I like it. I like it. I can definitely see wearing that one in the fall a lot. I think this one's my favorite right here though. The one in the middle, the peachy coral one. But they're very pretty. And then for the Super Shocks eyes, I don't have a favorite. They're all gorgeous. Okay, and then next up we have two cream, what do they call them? Cream gel pencils. So this first one is called Lost Girl. There's the packaging. Hopefully y'all can see that with Tinkerbell. I just think they did such a great job on the packaging on this. Okay. And this one is like a bronze color. And there's a picture of Tink on the lid. Hopefully y'all can see that through the glare. It's very metallic. You may just have to take my word for it. Let me see if I can get it. There you go. You can kind of see that. There's Tinkerbell. Okay, and so there's the shade. It's kind of like a bronze. I'm just going to do this up here. Yeah, it's definitely like a bronze shade. So there's that shade right there up at the very top of my hand. Kind of a, almost a little bit of a mauve undertone with bronze. I don't know how else to describe it. Very cool though. Alright, and then the second one that I have is called Fly With Me. So there's the packaging. It's the same as the other one. And let's open this one up. I believe this one is green. this one is green. Has the same picture of Tinkerbell on the lid and the stars all over the pencil itself. And yes, it's a real pretty metallic green. So let me just do this on my hand so you guys can see it. So there we go. There's that real pretty metallic green. So so there you go. We have our cream gel eye pencils right here. We have our Super Shock cheeks here. We have our Super Shock eyes here. And then last but not least, we have the glossy lip stains right here. There's 2 of them. That's the packaging for them. The first one that I have is called Clap If You Believe. Okay. And it's a real pretty kind of neutral tone, but it's got some shimmer reflex in there. So let's go ahead and swatch this on my arm. Right here. Okay, so there's what that looks like. It's a little bit more red than I thought it was. Kind of a terracotta, in my opinion. So there's that one, Clap If You Believe. And then the next one is called Tinkerbell. And that one is a real pretty like mauve pink color. It's got a picture of Tinkerbell, but there you go. There's the shade right there. So let's go ahead and swatch that. And I just tried this formula for the first time with the new Sonic Bloom collection that is right now an Ulta exclusive, and I'm kind of on the fence about it. I think I like the formula though, so I'm excited to have these. The one that I tried, it seemed to last quite a while, and once it kind of faded, it faded gracefully and did leave a nice stain. So there you go, there's the 2 lips right there. Pull that back so you guys can see the true colors of everything. So, alright, there you go. There are our swatches. Okay, now that you've seen everything swatched out, I do want to show you that I did try to get the glossy lip stain off, and I don't know if you can see, but yeah, there's some staining right there on my arm. So it definitely does leave a stain. Yeah, if I come back, you can see right there the 2 stains from the glossy lip stains. So they definitely do stain the lips, which I think is quite nice. It's kind of like the popsicle effect a little bit once it wears off. So I think it looks nice. Let's get started by putting a cheek on because I don't have any blush at all right now. So I think I'm going to use the one that I said is my favorite, which is Magic Moon. So it's kind of like that peachy coral color right here. Okay, and I'm going to just use an angled brush for this. This is from IBY Beauty. Just gonna dip in there and put this beautiful blush all over my face. Well, not all over my face, but in the appropriate places on my face. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, that's what I was hoping it would look like. Come on here. And I have not set my under eyes, so if y'all see any creasing in the concealer, that's why, because I expect to have fallout. So I want to be able to kind of clean up the fallout since my complexion's already done. Okay, let's do the other side. That is a beautiful color. I didn't set my face at all, so this is just my complexion without any powder products whatsoever. Everything that I have on right now is cream or Super Shock. Like I used a Super Shock highlighter. I used a Super Shock highlighter, and I used the Soul Body bronzer, bronzing balm, I think is what it's called. Alright, so there we go. That's really pretty. I really like that, and I think we're about even. So, very pretty. I really like that shade. That is a gorgeous shade. Alright, so let's get started with our eye look, shall we? I definitely do want to play with one of these Super Shocks. Not sure which one. Probably going to be a green one is my guess, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Alright, so let's start by laying down the lightest shade, which is called, oh, and I have already primed my lids with the Ulta Matte Eye Primer. I'm going to start with Second Star right here. This like very light mauve, and we'll see if it even shows up. For that I'm using a Morphe E27. It's very light. A little powdery, but not as powdery as some of their other, well, I take that back. It's pretty powdery. So, there we go. And yes, it's very light, so I don't know that you're going to be able to see this. Okay, next up I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going to dip into this shade right here, Big Magic. This mauve tone right here. There's so many greens in this palette, I'm starting to think I might use a different color Super Shock. Maybe use, you know, some greens from the palette and then use like either the pink or the more burgundy color Super Shock eye. We'll see. There we go. You can definitely see that one coming across camera. Alright, so there we go. That's that mauve tone on my eyes right there. So I think that looks really good. I think I need to build up the outer corner. So I'm going to start with the lighter green right here called Sleep. And I'm going to put that in my outer corner and pull it into my crease. I'm going to use a Sigma Diffused Crease number E38 brush for that. This one's definitely powdery. But it's a very pretty green. It reminds me of Tinkerbell's dress, like to a T. Okay, so there's the green. I mean, it's pretty deep, but I want just a little bit more depth. So I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush. Gonna go in with a Lexi Mini Tapered Blending Brush number 121. And I'm going to dip into this shade called Awake. It's like kind of like a teal color. And I'm just going to put it on my outer corner. And then I'll go back on top of it with the green. I just want to deepen up my outer corner just ever so slightly. So I'm not going to use a whole lot of it. This is just going to be kind of like how you would use a black to deepen up your outer corner. Now I'm going to dip into Sleep, which again, a reminder was that pretty green right there, and go over on top of that dark shade that was called Awake. Just to bring the green back in. Because I really like that green, but I just wanted it to be a little bit darker. Okay, so there we go. That's what we have going on. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is dip into Tink, which is this shade right here, this real pretty green right here, and I'm going to use that on part of my lid, but then I'm going to use some space on the inner portion of my lid to use a Super Shock shadow so that we can see how that looks. So I'm going to go in with my ever trusty Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH41 brush right here. And I will be spraying this. Man, I keep getting that teal shade on me. Alright, so dipping into Tink, loading it up on my brush, and then I'll spray it with water. Okay, and I'm going to start towards the outer corner. Oh wow, that's pretty. And go about halfway. Okay, so I think that they look about the same. Now I'm going to go in with this real pretty shade called Never Grow Up right here. Open it for you so you can actually see the shade. There you go. Let me use a Morphe M124. I'm going to use that to put that Super Shock on the inner corner. Let's see how this looks. It's kind of like a burgundy color. It's very pretty and very metallic. Okay, then for my lower lash line, let's use a shimmer. Let's use Neverland. Or should we use... Yeah, let's use Neverland. This shade right here, Neverland. I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. For that, I'm going to use a Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH39 brush. It's like a pencil brush. I will be spraying the brush though to try to avoid fallout as much as possible. And before I lay this down, I'm going to make sure I don't have any creases in my concealer, which I do. So I'm just going to dab those out real quick, because once I lay this shadow down, it might go ahead and start setting that concealer. Words escape me tonight, I swear, sorry. Okay, so we'll start on the outer lash line and go in. Yeah, that's pretty. That helps reinforce that green. Okay, and then for my inner corner, I'm going to use the shade Pixie Dust right here. This really pretty light green shade right there. For that I'm using a Sigma Smudge E21, I think. And I'll be spraying this one as well, so that I don't have fallout everywhere. Sorry, keeping an eye on the clock because I don't want my camera to stop recording. It's almost there. Ooh, yeah, that's bright and pretty. Perfect. And I just want to keep it kind of right there on the inner corner. Do the other side. There we go. That's really pretty. All right. So this is what we're looking like here. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Mardi Gras colors with the purple and the green together. Kind of a purplish burgundy color, but I like it. I think it looks good. It's a little unique. And then you've got that real pretty bright green. Now, to decide if I'm going to use one of the eyeliners, which I think I will. Give me just 1 second. Okay, there we go. So this is what we're looking like. It's kind of looking a little Mardi Gras-ish with kind of the burgundy-ish purple next to the green, but I still like it. I like the way it turned out. Then I like that bright inner corner. That's really pretty. To reinforce the green, I'm going to use the cream gel pencil liner called Fly With Me. And I'm going to put that in my waterline. Maybe if it'll lay down on my waterline. Is it? Yeah, now it is. Not sure how much of that is really going into my waterline. It doesn't seem to be wanting to stay on my waterline. Maybe my waterline's too wet right now. Like, I see some shimmer, but it's not as dark as I thought it was going to be. Maybe it's just lighter than I thought it was. Alright, let's try this again. Then if it won't go on the waterline, then we'll just give it up. No, it's not really wanting to stay in my waterline. Well, that's kind of a bummer. I'll put it on my lower lash line, but I already have that green down there, so you're not really going to be able to see it. That's kind of a bummer that that's not really showing up in my waterline. It is a little bit, just not as much as I wanted it to. But anyways, there we go. There is the finished eye look before we do any lashes. So I'm going to go off camera real quick and do my lashes, and then I'll come back and we'll pick out one of the lips to try on and finish out our look. So I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. I have my lashes on now. So for my upper and lower lashes, first I went in with the L'Oreal Age Perfect Lash Magnifying Mascara. Using this one up. Adds a little definition to my lower lash line, and it helps blend the upper lashes with the falsies. The falsies I'm wearing are actually ColourPop. They're from the Bambi collection called Oh Dear. So these are the lashes. This is the packaging that the lashes came in. And then as usual, I adhered it with the Kiss Lash Glue Liner, which is just a felt tip pen with an adhesive. Works so well. And I sprayed my face with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy Set setting spray. So that is all I did while I was off camera. So let's go ahead and pick out one of these lips. I've got these two right here. This one is the darker one, which would work, but I feel like we need to go with more of the mauve colored one. Yeah, I think we're going to go with more of the mauve colored one, which is actually called Tinkerbell. So I'm going to attempt to use this without a lip liner. Last time I used this formula, I used it with a lip liner. Now I'm going to use it without and just see how it goes. I do like the applicator. It makes it easier to apply. Okay, and from last time I used this, I remember it was real wet at first, but then it kind of dried down just a little bit to more of like a satin finish. So it's like real glossy and wet right at first, and then it starts to slowly kind of dry down, but it stays glossy. But it doesn't feel like it's going to move everywhere once it starts to dry down. So I'm going to let it kind of do that. And there is a little bit of a taste to it. There's no fragrance to it, I don't think. No fragrance. Just a little bit of a weird taste to it. But, I mean, obviously you're not supposed to eat your lip products. So, anyways, that's what this looks like. While it's still nice and wet, while it's kind of drying down a little bit, because it does dry down just a teensy bit, which makes me feel a little bit more secure. It's not like just a gloss, which when I tend to wear just a gloss, I always get it all over my teeth when I'm talking. Always. It never fails. Okay, so right now I'm good. I don't have it all over my teeth. Alright, so let's go over this collection, shall we? The palette is absolutely adorable. There are still some shades in here I want to play with. I don't know if I told you, but it says Sprinkle a Little Magic right here. I don't know if that's coming across on camera. I hope it is. I think it is, but you know, you never know. And then, let's see, I used one, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the shades out of the 9 shades. So I would say that I have pretty good experience now with how these perform, and they all performed very well. I just haven't played with 2 of the shimmers. I haven't played with the Place Between and Small Fairy right here, which is like a bronze color. I can definitely see a lot more looks with this palette. I'm not sure that I'll have time, unfortunately, to play with it. Again, I'll attempt to, but this is, again, part of my ColourPop Marathon, so I have lots of ColourPop palettes to get through. I love all of the Super Shocks. All of the Super Shock eyes are gorgeous. I used the shade Never Grow Up, which is this real pretty, like, purplish burgundy color right here. So that's what I used as a reminder. Very shimmery and pretty, but the other 2 are just as gorgeous. I really had a hard time deciding between what I was going to use, so I love all 3 of these. They will get lots of use. The blushes, this one right here called Happy Thoughts, I think is more of a blush topper for me, or I'll put it on my eyes because it's super, super shimmery. Hopefully that picks up. And then y'all saw the swatches. It's real light and super shimmery. So I would probably, like I said, use it more for a blush topper, or I'll use it on my eyes. But I absolutely love the shade that I used called Magic Moon, which is this shade right here. And I do look forward to trying out the other shade called Darling, which came off as more of like a kind of a bronzy mauve color when I swatched it. So I think that's more of a fall shade. It's like almost a bronzy Merlot kind of shade. I don't know how to describe it, but it's gorgeous. And you guys saw it in the swatches. So I think that is more of a fall shade for me. So I definitely look forward to using that in the fall. I think that is all I did off camera. I told you all that. Oh, and then we have the liners. The green one unfortunately wasn't going on my waterline very well, and I don't know if it's just because I had watery eyes today. So I'll continue to try this. If not, I'll just use it on my lower lash line. That's not a problem. And then I'll definitely use the bronze. I mean, you can always have a bronze, beautiful bronze eyeliner, so I look forward to using this in the future. I'm sure you guys will see it on camera at some point. And then the lip is already starting to dry down, so it's not sticky at all, but you kind of can feel your lips when they touch each other, but it's not sticky. And I like that it feels like it's dried down and it's not going to go everywhere. And like I said, from wearing another shade from the Sonic Bloom collection, it wore pretty well all day, even under a mask. And when it faded gracefully. It wasn't like patchy, and it did leave a nice little stain on my lips that stayed for the entire day and evening, even after I had eaten and drank water and whatnot. I still had a little bit of a stain on my lips, so that was kind of nice. It was like a little popsicle stain on my lips, so I like it so far. I'll continue to play with it and update you guys in the future, but so far I like the formula. It's comfortable and it seems to, you know, hold on for quite a while, and then, like as I said, it fades gracefully. So I like it. And there were the two shades as a reminder right there. We used this shade right here called Tinkerbell. This one was more of a terracotta color when I swatched it out. So yeah, let's show you without Tinkerbell, that way you can see the actual shades. So there you go. Those are the two shades right there, and I used this one right here. So I think that covers everything. Yeah. Anything else that's on my face will be listed down below in the description box. I try to always do that for you guys. If this is a collection that appeals to you, I would say snatch it up, because I have a feeling that it will eventually sell out because it's adorable. And I love that there are bigger pans in here. Hoping that that's a trend going forward with ColourPop, but we'll see. Not that I can get through all my ColourPop 9-pan palettes, even with the smaller pans. It frustrates me that their single shadows are not the same size as the shadows that they put in their palettes. So it would be really nice if they were consistent with that. That's all I'm saying. But either way, I will still continue to purchase ColourPop because I am a ColourPop holic, I would say. So I am very happy with this collection. I like how the look turned out. You guys will have to let me know. It's a little different with the green and the kind of purplish color, but I think it looks good. I like the way it turned out, and like I said, I do look forward to playing with this stuff in the future, kind of after I get some other ColourPop palettes completed. So with all that being said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope that you'll consider subscribing and ringing that notification bell so that you'll be notified of all my future content. As I said, I have a ColourPop Marathon going on, which basically means I am trying to film at least every other day with a ColourPop palette, if not every day. Basically, yep, I've got lipstick on my teeth. I knew it. I could feel it. Okay, there we go. Okay, hopefully that wasn't there very long. Golly, I'm thirsty. So yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about the collection in a nutshell. I'm really happy with it. I would say if any of the items in this collection appeal to you, you won't be let down. They're all really nice except for maybe this cream gel liner pencil that didn't go on my waterline, but again, I'll use it on my lower lash line, so I'll still get plenty of use from that, not a problem. So yeah, I'm really happy with everything. So with all that being said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope that you'll consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing that notification bell so that you'll be notified of all of my future content. Like I said, I am doing a ColourPop Marathon, which basically means I have a whole bunch of ColourPop palettes that I haven't had a chance to play with yet, not even swatch them, so I figured why not go ahead and play with them on camera for you guys so that you can see how they perform. I am trying to film with a ColourPop palette at least every other day, if not every day. Plus I have additional content in between. Plus I have giveaways coming up, so if you like giveaways, this is the place for you. So definitely make sure to, you know, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. And then if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. I'm a small channel, so I'm trying to get noticed, and it definitely is hard to get noticed by YouTube when you're a little micro channel like I am. And then with all that being said, again, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope that you are having a great day or evening wherever you are in this world. I hope that you're staying safe. I hope that you're staying healthy, and I look forward to talking to you again real soon. Bye!